Good morning, girls. We shall now continue with the lesson, and while I read, please pay careful attention. Okay, girls, we shall start now. Let's carry on with the story to see what the lesson is all about. You have here the introduction. This is an extract from the novel Les Miserables, written in 1862 by the great French writer Victor Hugo. The novel centers on its protagonist, Jean Valjean, who is imprisoned for stealing bread to feed his sister's hungry children. The novel depicts his long struggle to create a simple life for himself after he is released from prison. In this extract, Jean Valjean spends a night at a bishop's house after coming out of prison. Now we got to read on to know what happens there and how things turn out for him. So girls, we'll be reading the first few paragraphs of this lesson, and I will explain to you what it means. Okay girls, before we go on to read the lesson, here are some new words and their meanings. Just look on page number 36. Perturbation is anxiety, unaccountably, without an explanation. Brace is straps to support trousers. Knapsack is a small bag. The K is silent in knapsack. Okay girls, now we shall read the lesson. Valjean awoke as the cathedral clock was striking 2. He was in a state of great mental perturbation. Many thoughts occurred to him, but there was one in particular that constantly returned, overshadowing the rest. It was the thought of the silver on the bishop's table. Those silver knives and forks obsessed him. There they were, only a few yards away. They were solid pieces and would fetch at least 200 francs. The ugly thought came and went, and at the same time, unaccountably, he was thinking of something entirely different. One of his fellow prisoners had been a man named Brevet, who kept his trousers up with a single brace. The check design of that brace repeatedly occurred to him. He got to his feet and stood listening. The house was quite silent. He picked up his knapsack and got something out of it. It was a short iron bar, sharpened to a point at one end. By daylight, it would have been seen to be an ordinary miner's spike. So girls, what do we see in these 3 paragraphs? What do we note here? That Valjean, who was staying in the bishop's house, he awoke very early in the morning, striking 2. It was early morning, striking 2, and you see the cathedral clock means the clock in the church. Okay, cathedral is a big church. He was in a state of great mental perturbation. Now you must remember that he has come out from the prison, and so his mind is greatly worried, anxiety filled in him, and he had some thoughts running, but one particular thought was overshadowing all the rest. What was that? Something was going on. He was going thinking about one particular thing, and what was it? It was the silver on the bishop's table. Now he's come out of prison, and so he has this feelings of ill will for everybody and everything, because he felt he had a unfair imprisonment, because he was jailed not because he wanted the bread for himself, but because he wanted to feed his sister's hungry children. So he thought that society is not fair. There was a great divide in society at that time in France, a great disparity between rich and poor, and the poor always felt they were not treated well by the then rulers. So this man, having been in prison for so long, he had this feeling of bitterness towards everyone. So his thoughts were only confined to do something bad, to rob again, to steal again. So now he looked at those silver forks and spoons that were on knives and forks on the in the cupboard of the bishop, and he wanted to steal those pieces. That would get him at least 200 francs. Francs is the currency of France. Like we have Indian rupees, American dollars, and France has francs. So he would get at least 200 francs, and at that time it was a great lot of money for him, and he thought he can go away with that, get away with it. And but another thing was also occurring to him in his mind. He was thinking about his fellow prisoner called Brevet, and he had trousers with a brace, the straps holding up the pants. Little children wear it usually. And he was thinking of the brace and the design, the check design of that brace. He was going on thinking about that too. Then suddenly he gets up, and the house was quite at 2 o'clock early in the morning. Everyone are sleeping. So he thought, okay, this is the right time. He picked up his knapsack. He had a sack there, and he took out an iron bar that was very pointed at one end. So what did he want to do with this? He gets up in the middle of the night there, almost morning, early hours of the morning, 2 o'clock, and he wants to do something. He took out that spike. It's a sharp weapon like. And we go on to see what's going to happen next. Grasping it in his right hand and holding his breath, Valjean moved steadily towards the door of the bishop's bedroom. He found it ajar. Valjean moved on into the bedroom and cautiously forward, hearing from the far side of the room the quiet, steady breathing of the bishop. For nearly half an hour, the sky had been darkened by cloud. At the moment when Valjean stopped by the bed, the clouds were torn asunder, and moonlight flooding through the tall window fell upon the bishop's face. He was sleeping peacefully. And then they said he was sleeping peacefully. His face wore a look of serenity, hope, and beatitude. Now let us see the meanings of these words, girls. What is beatitude? Beatitude is a religious feeling of supreme blessedness. So this bishop had a religious feeling of supreme, holy people and people of religious nature. They have this beautiful, blessed look on them. So that is what it means. And asunder, what is the meaning of asunder? Apart. The door was slightly ajar, slightly open, stealthily, quietly, and secretly. Now, what is oratory? A room used for private prayer. Took to his heels, ran away. So let us see. Oratory is a room used for praying by bishops or priests. And now what happens, we see in this paragraph that Jean Valjean came grasping the weapon that he had in his hand, that spike-like thing. And he was looking at the bishop. He came into the bishop's bedroom and he found it open. So he came into that and it was dark. But when he looked at the bishop, suddenly the darkened sky was suddenly tore away. They say tore asunder, tore apart, and moonlight came in, flooding and falling on the bishop's face. So he was sleeping peacefully. They said the bishop was sleeping peacefully, unaware of what was going on. And here Valjean, very dangerously standing there, almost wanting to harm the bishop. So the bishop was in great danger here. But when he looked at the bishop's face, he seen that his face was filled with serenity, hope, and beatitude. So motionless in the shadow, gripping the spike in his hand, Jean Valjean stood gazing in a kind of terror at the old man. All that clearly emerged from his attitude and expression was that he was in a state of strange indecision between death on the one hand and salvation on the other, ready to shatter that skull or to kiss that hand. So here Valjean is in a state of dilemma. He does not know what exactly he wanted to do. He wanted to kill the bishop on one hand, and on the other hand he felt it was against his conscience and he should actually kissed the bishop's hand, because that's what people do when they see the bishop. They kiss the ring on the bishop's finger in a sign of religious reverence. So he was torn between these thoughts, whether to harm the bishop and kill him, or whether to just leave and go away. So that was the expression he had on his face. He was fearful. He was in two minds. And then let's see what happens. Valjean suddenly moved to the cupboard. The first thing he saw when he opened the door was a basket of silver. He grabbed it, crossed the room with long strides, re-entered the oratory, picked up his stick, opened the window, climbed over the sill, emptied the silver into his knapsack, threw away the basket, and scrambling like a great cat over the wall, took to his heels. So here we see he just leaves the bishop alone. He moves to the cupboard and then notices the silver there. He takes hold of all the silver and grabs it, goes and puts it in his knapsack, empties it all out in his knapsack, and he climbs over the sill, and then throwing away the basket, he takes great strides. Strides means long steps he takes, and he ran after that over the wall. He ran away, taking all the silver of the bishops along with him. So that's what we see in these first few paragraphs. Now girls, I think I will stop here and we will continue tomorrow with the rest of the lesson. Let's see what Jean Valjean, how far does he go with it, and whether he gets away with this robbery.